Hey, it's not a problem. And for all those listening, I am, of course, Weed, a.k.a. Alan, your host that tries to stay stoned the most here on Weed on Wrestling, your almost daily podcast for everything WWE. Mondays, I talk Raw. Tuesdays, SmackDown Live. Wednesdays, I talk 205 Live. Thursdays, NXT. And then on the weekends, I like to do a little bit of random, and this includes today with a little bit of the random IncrackableCronk. Name a little bit hard to pronounce. How are you doing, buddy? Where can we find you?
You can find me at the Lead Club on YouTube or at IncrackableCronk on Twitter. Facebook, I don't use it.
Facebook, you don't use it? Smart.
Now, man, I know the nature of your show, and you've known me for a while, and Facebook is a scary place.
It can get you in a lot of trouble. Whenever you post things you don't want everybody to see, but you want some people to see. That's why I like to keep my shit a little bit discreet. You can find me on Twitter. It was at Weed on Wrestling. Again, that's at Weed on Wrestling, all one word. Where can we find you on YouTube? You said about it earlier, YouTube and Twitter. What are your handles?
You can find me at YouTube at the Lead Club.
All right.
Name of the channel here. Yeah, that's my name. And you can find me at Twitter at IncrackableCronk. Give me a follow.
Nice.
Hashtag Missouri Boy. Hashtag the Dump Trucker. Hashtag the Dump Trucker lives. That's all me, baby.
And I see you get into a lot of wrestling. What is your generation of the WWE, WWF, WCW, ECW, whatever you want?
My preferred would probably have to be the late 90s WWF.
So the Attitude Era.
Include the BS run of WCW, but as you know, and probably seen on Twitter, I had to maybe remind Captain Cannabis of Hulk Hogan's position in the pantheon of greats.
Yeah, without a doubt, if there is a Mount Rushmore of WCW, Hogan has to get onto it. Me, myself, never a Hulk Hogan fan. However, I can respect the game, but I have to fuck with you, so therefore I had to disagree with all your points.
Hey, man, it's all good. Remember, nothing will ever be as cool as an atomic leg drop, son.
I will give him credit where credit is due. Probably one of the greatest heel turns ever is whenever he went from Hollywood Hogan the All-American Hogan to Hollywood Hogan, the NWO guy. Probably one of the greatest heel turns of all time.
See, that was a discussion that I was kind of baited into on Twitter there. It was the discussion between, I think it was Captain Cannabis was maybe saying that DDP was probably the greatest. And, of course, my philosophy on that is that still comes back to Hogan.
It has to.
The beginning of the run from 96 to 97 was the heel turn of Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
That was when the war started to shift from the WWE ratings to the WCW ratings.
And that's exactly what led into the Monday Night Wars, which is my personal favorite time to be a wrestling fan, because you had both aspects of greatness. You had the in-ring ability of the WCW and all of their guys, but me personally, I'm a storytelling person. You tell me a story on camera and incorporate that into a match, that's what I'm all about, and that was why I was a fan of WWF at the time, then transitioned into WWE.
Yeah, they really took off there, but when the WCW started to win that ratings award, I'd have to say the storytelling was really on the WCW side of things. Being, I don't know, what were you, 12?
Yeah.
Being that 12-year-old little kid thinking, oh my God, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, of course, I was already a fan of those from the WWE at that time.
So was I, Razor Ramon, Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Razor Ramon, man, there wasn't two cooler cats.
Exactly.
When they stayed at WCW, oh my God.
Exactly. Alright, buddy. Well, we can sit here and talk old school WWE for, basically until the cows go home. But do you want to do a little predictions? We have a pay-per-view tonight. It is the predictions for the, I don't even know what the hell it's called, Payback or something like that. Do you want to do some predictions? I can give you the names. You just tell me who you got in the match. You can elaborate if you want to.
All right. Man. I don't watch it much no more.
I understand. You don't have to. Most of the names are pretty repetitive. If you watched it within the past year and a half, 2 years, you'll pretty much know who these guys are. All right. Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass.
I'm going to ask a little bit of statistics. Who do you think is the cleaner wrestler? And I don't mean good. I mean clean, as in he does a good job in the ring.
I like, personally, in this matchup, I like Gallows and Anderson simply for the fact that they are from the old school New Japan, hit them in the face, kick them while they're down style. Enzo and Cass is more flavor of the month. They're all about catchy one-liners and making the fans laugh.
Oh, no, I'll go technical.
Okay.
Clean guys.
All right. Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus in the Raw Tag Team Championship matchup.
I'm sorry, man. I cannot get behind Sheamus. I got to go with the Hardy Boys, man.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So if you're talking, you just said don't want to talk classic WWE. Well, bang, there it is, the Hardy Boys.
Yep. Anytime you talk classic WWE, you got to bring up the Hardy Boys. I agree with you 100%. All right, let's go a little Raw Women's Championship matchup. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. And me personally, I like Alexa Bliss. She got this whole little Harley Quinn motif to her, and she's like 5 feet of fury.
I should have known there was going to be a similar character. That's perfect for the WWE.
It is. It is spot on, and that's why I got to pick Alexa Bliss in this matchup.
Almost follows me on that one, too. I'll do it together. See?
All right.
I should say, actually, extensive knowledge of the WWE. On your game.
Yeah, all right. Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe.
That's who I went with.
Oh, man, see?
All right. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. In the matchup that I think will be #1 contender, the winner of this will get Brock Lesnar at the next pay-per-view.
Oh, man. Well, okay, let's be flat off topic. How's Lesnar doing?
I don't know. He hasn't showed up in about a month and a half.
Oh, so he thinks he's The Rock now. Just show up when he wants.
Basically, yeah. He learned from the best, The Rock, Goldberg, all of the best part-time champions.
Well, even though it's kind of soft, did you happen to catch the Brock Lesnar, what was his name?
The fight or match? The fight? Somebody beat his ass, that's all I know.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
I'm going to go with, do you think that, is there titles involved here with the Lesnar fight?
There's no title involved in this matchup. I think the winner will get the Universal Champion down the line between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. I think this is just to set up a Brock Lesnar picture.
Well, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns on this one.
Of course you will, just because I despise everything that is Roman Reigns. All right, now on to
some of his early stuff with the WWE.
His Shield stuff was good, but I just think that Vince is trying to push him way too much, way too in your face all the time. Now, something that isn't getting pushed in our face all the time is my personal favorite, the 205 Live guys, the Cruiserweights. So we got Austin Aries versus Neville. Are you familiar at all with the Cruiserweights?
No, I'm not.
I keep trying to turn people onto this. It's the fastest hour in television. If you have the WWE Network, it's on every Wednesday, basically, or you can watch it and repeat. I watch it on Wednesdays. It's on directly after SmackDown Live. It is...
Is it just dedicated to Cruiserweight?
Yeah, anybody under 205 pounds or less.
It's not similar to the Luchador stuff, is it? I mean, is that what we're talking about here?
No, it's not as scripted, and you don't get a little behind the scenes. Like, everything is still a WWE brand, and so they stick in kayfabe reality, but you see a lot more in-the-ring action. Like, you watch Raw, it's 3 hours of programming, you're lucky to get 5 matches over the entire 3 hours.
See, that's where, not the stuff on you, but that's kind of where wrestling started to lose me.
Yeah, but
I was okay with the in-between match banner
And I'm 100% in agreement with you right there. And that's why I'm a fan of like NXT and 205 Live, and there's a new show, the UK tournament or UK Championship something coming to the network. It's an hour of programming. Every week we get at least 4 matches in that hour.
Right.
It's really good, and it's great storytelling, and it's proper development of the superstars of tomorrow. And that's why I'm a fan, because you get to see people grow, and you get to see people, expand their horizons and stuff.
Right. I agree with you.
So who you got, Austin Aries or Neville?
I'm going to follow you in on all that. How were we as far as picking the same matches? What was our percentile of the same picks?
So far we've got 2 of them that are different, and we've got 2 more matches remaining. And these guys I think you'll know. We've got the House of Horrors match between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. There's no title involved here.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I hate to say this, but I got to stay hometown proud. I'm damn proud of the Orton, so I want to see the Missouri boy get it.
I happen to agree with you in my mind, but my heart says because it's a House of Horrors match and it's no longer for the championship, they're going to give it to Bray Wyatt so he can look strong going forward on Raw programming.
Has Randy become a jobber?
Randy hasn't become a jobber. He's still our WWE champion. But the biggest problem Randy hasn't properly developed his character in about 15 years. He's still the same guy with the same moveset.
Well, that's kind of the thing, Cowboy Bob didn't change his much either.
That is true.
As being, I'm sorry, but I believe wrestling is kind of really owes its roots to the Kansas City crowd as far as the world should really know. But, that's a deep vein that runs here in Missouri.
It is. I happen to agree with you there. It's one of the things where it's Harley Race. Is that who we have to thank?
I believe so.
I mean, I can't think of anybody bigger from, the Kansas City area than Harley Race. Yeah, he may be in St. Louis now, but for a while he was around here.
Oh, yeah, I know this should be contested, but my mom's family had friends with the Race.
Really?
And Mom was friends with Harley's older sister, Linda.
Okay.
And that's just kind of some old background stuff. Because, they back in the day, wrestlers, they weren't from locations, so to speak. They were from what they call that regions.
Yeah, the territories. Before Vince stole them all, it was territories.
Were slated to come out of Kansas City because that was the region spot.
Yep.
And that's kind of a little bit of, if you're a true wrestling fan, you really should know your connections of Missouri and professional wrestling, because it is a deep bloodline there.
Very deep. All right, let's get to the last pick of the pay-per-view at Payback.
Right on.
U.S. Championship, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, give it to Jericho.
You got to.
I don't believe he'll win it just because Jericho is in a position that I don't think it really matters anymore. I follow Jericho on Twitter. I do follow him on Facebook. I follow Bobby. I think he is talented enough that he don't need to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I'm
not still like Chris Jericho. I still love the Lion Tamer.
Same here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Chris Jericho is one of the GOATs. He's the greatest of all time. One of. I'm not saying he is the greatest of all time, but he is one of.
I will agree with you.
All right,
That's a good call.
so that is the Payback predictions and a little bit of crossover here, trying to get the audio fine-tuned and everything. I apologize if it's really hot on my end. I'm looking at the levels. I don't know how we're looking on your end, but we're good on my end if you are.
Yeah, we're great on my end.
All right, so what do you say we wrap this up, buddy?
Yeah, we are, but just before you go, I'm on your Twitter feed, man. I'm going to ask you to explain yourself on some stuff. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, tweet number one day ago. Operation Get
Yeah, I tweeted at JBL every single day, calling him a piece of shit cocksucker that he is. And it lasted for like a week and a half, and there was no response, and so I got bored. And he posted a bunch of rugby pictures. So on every single rugby picture, I just posted a bunch of fucking like, you bullying cocksucking motherfucker. And yeah, he blocked me within 24 hours of that.
That is beautiful.
Yep, I like that one.
That is beautiful. That's about it. I wanted to just beat that tweet just a little ago. I thought, man, that was a good one. Was that kind of explaining stuff?
Yep. I did manage myself to get blocked by JBL, so I viewed it as a sort of accomplishment.
That is. I will tell you, I had a 3-tweet conversation one time with the late great Hot Rod himself.
Roddy Piper.
It was in regards to Justin Bieber.
Wow.
And he was talking about what the big deal was when he was 15. You know, he was doing some crazy stuff. I listened to all his podcasts. He had some good stories. But that's why I said, Piper, like, difference is that Bieber had a public to tell me what to do, and you were doing it for real, man. And he gave you props for that. So
Nice.
love the Piper, love the show. Man, you tell you what, your podcasts are great. Keep it up. So anyway, this has been Select Club with my special guest, Weed on Wrestling. Give us another shout out where they can find you.
Again, that's Twitter handle, Weed on Wrestling, all one word, Weed on Wrestling. You can find me at all the normal places, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and of course, Spreaker Radio is my home. That's Spreaker Radio, Weed on Wrestling. You guys take care. I've been Weed, a.k.a. Alan. Peace! So that is the podcast right there. That was a little impromptu telephone call with my buddy IncrackableCronk. Hard name to say, IncrackableCronk. But just trying to do a little cross promotion. We'll see how we do in the future. So, yeah, that's been about it. As always, I've been Weed, a.k.a. Alan. Thanks for everybody who joined us on this little adventures in our rambling and our predictions for the pay-per-view payback. I know some of my picks were a little bit different, but I'm not as drunk as I was the last time, so you're going to have to forgive me on that. Find me at all the normal places, you know where. Weed on Wrestling is the Twitter handle. Spreaker Radio, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. You know all the normal places. It's at Weed on Wrestling. Until next time, all you weed heads, you take care of yourselves. Take care of each other out there. No intro today, no outro today. It's kind of spur of the moment. I don't even have my computer in here, so what do you say we just get the fuck out of here? Peace!